Crushing the meta.
A big welcome to our channel. We have Team Crushing the Meta, and today we're here with a special guest. Actually, he's the Blazing Paladin is the one who started the group with me. So
my return after 2 years. It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while. So I'm very happy that he's playing again. He has been playing all the time, but not in big tournaments, and he had some schoolwork that he had to do. And he was busy.
College and deck swapping was a bitch.
Yeah. So originally, your favorite deck is, I thought, Bluish.
Bluish Flame, but since the deck is dead, with the better G guards, it's up to my next best deck, or my favorite deck.
So maybe instead their team Bluish will get support. We don't know yet.
I hope it. I hope so,
something
because the deck
strong.
deserves something.
Yeah, but with Blast the Dark, there was always something with you and Blast the Dark. So even now in Luard, because you're playing Luard, this deck profile will be about Luard. You're still playing him.
Yes.
He is your avatar, I think.
Still my main deck, but it's another deck for another time.
So yeah.
Yes, I started playing Shadow Paladins way back in Eclipse of Illusionary Darkness, and built my first deck. It was the deck I took to my first locals, and surprisingly did well in Break Ride format. And after Legend deck, I upgraded the deck to Legend deck, kind of pimped it a bit, but still need more SPs of him. That it will be a project for in the future. Would not be that expensive actually. And for now I have a variant of Luard with Diablos.
Yes. So it's a bit different than most, but yeah, let's see. So let's go through the grade 3s.
Yes. Well, of course you need the 4 Luards, the best card of your deck. His ritual lets you stride for free and gives you the resources back into your deck, which is quite handy. Yeah, nothing else to say. It's one of the better cards with free cost stride. Yep. 2 Fotlas, because when you need your owls, you can get your owls. And the 1 Blast the Dark, because preference deck. I like him in some occasions, and I kind of built the deck in a way that I can still use him if I have to ride him.
Yep. The good thing about him is also sometimes your opponent leaves only 2 rear guards on the field, because they don't expect him or Death Spray, and then you could kill them with
my
your
big boy.
killer stride.
my favorite stride of the deck.
Yep, so this combo is still very good because it's unexpected, and they don't expect Death Spray in this deck, so because they see her, so they will not see Death Spray coming. Death Spray is not even in here, but he does the same. You retire something, so it's really
Death Spray is not really suitable for the deck. Right
no,
now.
but it's the same playing one copy of him. If you ride him, you can use him. It's better than riding Death Spray or riding her. And you just want to play 7 grade 3s.
The main reason why I prefer to play him over a 3rd copy of her, or just cutting this out for another card, is that I detest the way of riding her, because she's 9k, and in the rush format that we have right now, she is kind of instant lose. Mm-hmm. You can get your Fotlas, and then you have to stride into your drag driver for now to get some of your pluses, but after the turn ends, you still have a negative on your field. So that's for the grade 3 lineup.
Yes, she is a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
With most of the cards, that's why she's only 9k.
The card is good, and the reason why Luard is not as super consistent as I want it to be is just because she is 9k, and she kind of bricks the deck when you have to open with her. That's why most of the cases that I lose, I don't have Luard as my Vanguard. For grade 2, I run 2 Morfessas and 2 Uskias. Most players are kind of suited to playing her 3 and cutting him out. I prefer to run her at 2 because she's kind of sometimes a pain in the ass, and I hate it when she's getting dominated. And Uskias, I prefer to play him because he can get my resources back into the deck and add power for himself. And sometimes in the early games I can get the draw off.
Yep. So why not?
Yeah, so why not? For my next key card, it's OL. I need the soul charge, I need the counter charge, because not everything in the deck does that. And I'm not playing the karma collectors, so then this is the best option I have. And for the last card of the grade 2 lineup is my 10k Vanillas, because I kind of like to have a stable early game, and the 10k Vanillas really help with it. My opponent must overcompensate their field just to get an attack through, or force me to guard for more.
This is just something that depends on the meta that you're playing. You could change out to anything you want. You could even play it like this if you want to. But the 10Ks are really good, very good body to have as a grade 2 game.
I kind of like it that they're returning, because the 10Ks most of the time have really nice art.
Yeah.
And then they were swapped out for crappier cards, and now I like them.
It's also a thing that if you have a 10K Vanguard body, then most players will ride into the next grade 3, into the grade 3, and they will not play grade 2 game because they can't even rush you if you play him. So
Yes.
that's really good.
And that's the main reason I'm not running Seabreeze right now in the deck, because
It's not even needed.
no, because having him out on the field almost forces my opponent to go to another grade.
Yeah.
And I like the old school art more than the adventure art, so that's why I'm playing him. So, for the grade 1s, the grade 1s is just a giant toolbox because of him. So I'm running some one-offs, one sword breaker, because it's nice when you have him. This is my tech card for when I ride Blessed Dark. I had some occasions when I had to ride him and I couldn't build up a field. She really helps with that, just to get another unit out of the field for a more stable field wipe.
Yep, you could always get her out with the driver.
And whenever I have Luard and Strike to Spectral, she's kind of nice for pushing my OLs to higher numbers.
Yep.
One Night Sky Eagle, just the fact that he can attack for 11 or boost for 11. And sometimes you need to push, because in regular turns you don't get as high as 21k without triggers. The highest you can get is most likely a 15k guard with more Vesa and Uskios. But that's kind of boring, and I like to spice up the plays, because...
You like numbers, it was
numbers.
always like this. You like to build field, have strong numbers.
Yes, because whenever I stall for too long, I kind of get bored and I want to quit the game quit that match for now. True Stride Followers, just because. When I have them, I can build up a ritual, and when I don't, I can sack them for something. 3 Guidance works really well with the Hoels. For the counter charge, also, whenever I sacrifice him, I can get another unit back on the field whenever I hit with the Spectral or Phantom.
Yeah, attacking twice with the Spectral is really good, because sometimes you hit the first one, or they don't guard the second one if you don't get a crit.
When he hits the first one, my Spectral will come back for a monstrous amount of power.
Yeah.
I like the fact that I can give some more on hit pressure, because the deck is kind of missing that at some points. Uskios is on hit pressure, Morfessa is on hit pressure. Whenever I sacrifice him, he will get me on hit pressure. And that's why I prefer to run 3, because I have a giant toolbox, so I don't need to run the 4th one. I run for the Balial Owls, the Abyssal Owls, sorry. All those owls. No need for explanation, because you play Luard and you have to get your Luard, and returnable PGs, because she's way too good not a runner.
Also, she helps out with making crazy numbers in your turn that you want to go into having 2 copies of him on the field. You can just kind of loop her, and you can make crazy numbers.
Well, yes, because I have to retire my Kaiden, get 5k to the Vanguard, and get him to the hand, get an on hit pressure, call a new one because of the empty spot, build of power. The most craziest turn I had with my Luard with my Hoel combos were a 40k Hoel and a 60k Spectral, and the last attack was around 50k.
Yep.
Way too high. So Atlas doesn't need any explanation.
Nope. Last time I had to experience that for myself as well.
Yeah. For the starter, I run Creeping Dark Goat. Most people are kind of confused because I run Creeping Dark Goat as my
sleeves.
Normal sleeves. That's why I have kind of 60 pieces for it at home. But now I find it a suitable starter because he goes to the soul. He fetches me my grade 3s whenever I need to. It's still a chance, but hey, sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't.
Something that's very important about these kind of starters is that you can put them into the soul early game or before they go into the grade 3. Against some decks, like Link Joker, especially Geistbreaker, there are some decks that these kind of starters that are not GB1 are very, very, very good.
Because I can get rid of them on the field before they start locking and ruining my shit.
Because sometimes if you play like Grim Blue or you play something that has GB1 skill, you leave him in the soul. So in this case, you get the chance to get something. So
he will be gone by my second turn.
Yeah.
So
and if you already have everything, you could always sacrifice him for Luard skill and get 2 owls. So
yeah. For the triggers, 4 owls because I need 4 owls. It's not the most broken crit in my opinion. But it is really strong because he can return to the deck for free. I wouldn't mind if there was a cost on it, but well, we got it for free.
The thing is, the draw a card for free is also very good.
But it makes a draw +2 whenever I sacrifice it for him.
Yep.
Or when I'm lucky enough to let it hit, then I draw in again 2.
It's always a plus because if you have him already on the field, which normally you don't, you can just use Luard skill to get 2 of them off, and that's already a +1.
Yes.
So that's already a +1, and then you get your skills by just getting rid of them and then going into your strikes.
For now, this is a better OTT deck, actually.
Yeah.
It's not even...
The thing is that I think that was wrong by making this deck is that his skill calls a grade 1 or less. And in my opinion, his skill had to be call a grade 1, just grade 1.
This one is basically a buffed up Claret Sword, because Claret Sword can do the same trick.
Yeah, and that's the thing. If this was just a crit that you could only get to your field with, let's say her, only with her,
the deck would have been more a bit more balanced. But the deck is already balanced because you don't see it topping that much. It's quite popular, but there are better options right now.
Yeah, there are.
Because this deck loses to the rush decks. I like to run the 5th crit because people don't expect me to run more than 4 crits because losing 1 crit means getting 1 of the stand triggers that can return to the deck. And I like to play a bit more aggro than the basic strategies. For next, I run a variation of the crits. He is really handy whenever I need it, because he can count for 2 and returns to the deck after being retired. And he will get, whenever I don't have a field, he will get me a new field actually.
Yeah.
For the retire cost. So I like to run 2 of both. The main strategy with the attacking triggers is to get them back into the deck, to get them in the late games. That will really help with some plays. I run 3 of the draw triggers. I don't see don't see the need to run 4.
Oh, this is better.
Yeah, I find this one it gives me more pressure because when my opponent is looking at
and they already see like 3 or 4 of him,
they know they can crit, and then this will be a surprise. It's still a little chance, but it's a chance I'm willing to take.
Yeah.
For just the surprise factor.
Why not?
In the early games with the break right format, I like to run 8 or different crits, just because my opponent could not count the amount of triggers I was playing. For the other heal, I like her because she's foil, and I could have chosen to run Doggy, but she's quite handy sometimes, just because when I have a death trigger in hand, or him, or I need to build up my ritual real fast, I can discard a card and draw another one.
Why not?
So why not? For G units, I play 2 of the Aura Geyser Core. I really hate playing more than this, because then you get in some kind of masturbation game when you already starting waiting and building up your hand, and it makes the game really slow, and I like to spice things up and make it a bit more aggressive. That has always been my playstyle.
Sometimes you actually do need him for second copy, because if you have to retire something, I've experienced that also myself. But as he said, if you play more of these, then you're doing just the same. Then you'll just bore yourself, and then you will play a tournament like you play 7 games, or 7 matches, and then you'll be like, okay, I'm doing nothing. Next time I'll play another deck. But it's your own fault.
The downside is, whenever you draw a crazy amount of cards, you burn through your heal triggers really fast because they're somewhere in the deck. But because you draw that fast, they're almost always in your hand, and you have to start, putting more effort in the way how you are going to guard, because there are no takebacks from that point onward. Because the chance that you will heal is very small. So whenever you are at 4 damage, you are kind of stuck at that level for the rest of the game. Up next, I run 2 Spectrals. I like it at 2 because I like to have the restanding option. This is really my big boy for the plays I make. Most of the time I finish the game at my second stride turn with him. The real
Powerhouse.
Yeah, the real powerhouse of my deck. But the real idea of this deck was go for Doomed, get your HOLs as fast as possible. If I don't have my HOLs, go for another Doomed. The moment I have my HOLs, place them on the field, go for him next turn. This is most of the time my finishing act.
Yep.
This is also the reason why I can make such
You will
throws.
always be a Diablo player.
Yes.
If you play
2
for
Phantoms, because Phantom is my favorite, and I always like him.
You have to play it.
Yeah, because whenever my opponent is cocky and is not leaving anything on the field, I can directly punish him.
Yep. And the thing is, that sometimes they think that with 2 G-Guardians they could stop him, but that's not always the case.
Yeah, because whenever I have my Luard, I can sacrifice all the kindness and get 15k extra on the Vanguard, and that kind of helps. Up next, controversial choice, Drag Drivers. I really like them. I don't think they deserve the price that they are at right now. But I most of the time flip one with Spectral, go for him the next turn, just because I can add more cards from the deck to the field and make some more powerhouse plays. Because when you call 2 units and they both get 9k, and your Uskias effect gives it 9k, and your Morpheus attacks for 14 on its own, you kind of make better numbers.
It's just an underestimated card.
Yes. I like to have more number options. Because I don't like to play a silly game with 15k numbers. 1 GB8, because GB8 is really good in this deck. Sacrifice everything, call everything back, and your opponent loses everything for the amount of cards you called. And the plus 15k makes it wonderful. Hitting 14-1 for casual numbers.
Yep.
So fun.
Are you not playing any Dogmas?
No, Dogmas. I looked into playing Dogma, but the point is I don't like setting up the board with only grade 1s, then losing all the grade 1s and just get one Misi card back to the hand.
I think it's the same. You have to
I find this one better Dogma.
It's easier if you have GB8.
Yeah, this one is the better Dogma.
Yeah.
And I don't see a room for this card right now. I could take these out. 1 Okma, 2 Death Spray, but then it will be an annoying deck with low numbers, but still annoying because your opponent can't make any plays. And then you're playing Dark Face or Chaos Breaker, and that's boring. For the G-Guards, 1 Dismal because you kind of need it to save your HOLs for retiring or attacks. 1 of her because she's not the greatest, but still useful sometimes. Whenever I need to less push to get my cards in the drop zone, I can guard with her and move them and draw an extra card. And 2 Plot Makers just because Plot Makers.
Yeah,
It's
one of the best
too easy.
G-Guardians. Just easy to get off.
Yeah.
The 10k is mostly enough. Sometimes you just go into 2 of him and that would stop almost everything.
Yep, it's too easy. So that is the deck for now. Do you want some explanation for combos?
Well, I have some questions.
Yes.
First of all, a very nice playmat. So we'd like to thank Maxime for that. The design is perfect. It's really good. The colors. It's really nice. Also, we have our logo in it.
I was the first one to order the Crushing the Meta playmat.
And I still don't have one.
Sad stories. Sad stories. Yes. This will be integrated in the deck, I believe, on Friday or Saturday, just because I really hate losing to Hellheart 8. Screw you. I played against Hellheart 8, and the issue I got really fast was, well, I can stop 5 attacks, but after 5 attacks, it's over. And that was kind of ruining my game. Because I really played on control that match, and had a hand of 20 plus.
He played really good, and he took me to late game, so I had to go to Miracle Ace to put all my charging units back to the deck.
And that was on turn of 7 attacks, I believe.
Yep. So
And this would really help me in those turns of 7 or more attacks.
yeah, it's a very, very, very good card, and if
I don't mind playing. I don't mind paying the cost of counterblasting one just to get him on the field.
it's alright.
I can get it back. This will most of the time be my Vanguard booster, just for shits and giggles.
It's really good against Nitros.
Dominate.
Dominate could be a
Yeah,
problem.
but not when he is dominating by Manga Stembu. That would be kind of annoying.
But he will come back anyway, and he will be yours again.
As long
if
as
they
he doesn't
don't
get
retire
bounced
him.
by a Vanquisher card or something,
Yep.
he will always be returning because of his ritual.
Yeah, and of course Nitros could also stop Nitros.
Yeah.
Because
And-
Nitros is a very, very counterblast heavy deck,
Yeah.
and still topping. Also Gears, we don't forget Gears.
And for the most popular play I make with the deck,
Even Genesis, you can stop Genesis after the fifth attack, right?
yeah, after the 5th attack.
So Aqua Force, you gotta stop everything.
Yeah, the most popular play I make with this deck is whenever I have this field, I don't mind putting my OLs in the back because I can put 2 more Vessas or an Iskias on the front, attack for 10k guard for both. Let them intercept, they're trash after the turn anyway. The play I make will most of the time resolve around Spectral and double OLs, just to get my power numbers. Sacrifice this one for double Kaiden. Get 2 of my soul charges, well, just for now. Then my Vanguard goes plus 12, and those will go plus 6 for each. And my Vanguard will go plus 6 for every grade 1 I'm playing.
Yeah.
So if I have my address ready in the drop zone, my address ready in the drop zone, I can add another plus 5 because I sacrifice my guidance. Call another grade 1 on the empty spot. And my Vanguard most of the time casually swings for around 52k. And my Riggers will most of the time go for 31 or higher.
Yep.
The most aggressive play I made with the deck was that the first attack was for 38, 62. I got a stand trigger that turn, so that one was around 37 for the second time. He was going for 62 again, and he was going for 48, and that was My opponent was a 3 my opponent was a 3 damage, and he lost anyway.
Yeah, it's the thing is you get normally you get 4 attacks, but because you have 4 drive checks, you will definitely get a critical
And that's
or a
why
stand.
I like the returning stands, because most of the time I just return the strand. I don't mind going minus with stand trigger because Luard is drawing that much cards.
Yeah,
it doesn't really matter.
If you have the triggers in your hand, you can't put them back with Luard's skill, but it's really nice to be able to put them back with their own skills.
And if I don't want to sacrifice a lot of units, I can call him and sacrifice him for the cost of 2. So then he will be just one sacrifice.
Why did you choose to play 2 copies of him and not 4 of him? Because I've seen decks that play at least... Most of decks play at least 3, maybe 4.
I like the number for now. I didn't put any effort in thinking of buffing him or buffing him. I just found out that I like to run 2 of both.
The deck is balanced as it is.
Whenever I get one of them in the damage zone, they're lost. I can't do anything. And just because I run 2 of both, I have the option of switching them around.
You could always get him from your deck with Luard.
If I need him, I get him with the stride skill. If I need him, I can get him with the stride skill or just in hand. And this one will automatically go to the back to the deck, and this will after retiring. And that most of the time means that he is an extra trigger in your deck after the first restand.
He shuffles or goes to the back?
Shuffles.
He shuffles. So
He's retired, goes to the drop zone, goes to the deck, he's shuffling back.
Yep.
Whenever he's retired for cost and effect.
It's pretty nice.
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts about the deck as it is?
For now, I really like it. I don't know what I'm going to do with the deck after set 12 comes out. I'm thinking about switching it to a more aggressive grade 1 style with Helheim, just to get more pressure out of the field. Drag drivers, most of the time, this one will most likely go out of the deck. And I will switch it around for Okma because I'm running then, say, 16, 17 grade 1s or something. Then Okma is really a lot more appealing.
It's really nice to have the option to go into him.
Yeah, I don't. When I have more options to play grade 1s, I might as well do it. Because there are some grade 1s right now that can fetch other grade 1s from the deck. And I really like that idea. So Okma becomes much cheaper to play. because I don't like the fact that I have speed tire only grade 1s, and I can do him with a GB8 turn.
Alright, so what are easy matchups and bad matchups?
The bad matchups will be Kagero or clans that will retire my field, because I have to put on the Dismal on the field just to survive the turn.
Yep.
Blade Master is almost an instant lose, because he can retire my field just before I start guarding. That's why I like to play him, because he can get me the extra card on my field just after my stride, and I can use him to get more cards on the field afterwards. Volda is most of the time, I haven't found her that useful, but in those matchups she's really handy. Only downside is I need to have Ritual, otherwise my crits will go to the Bind Soul, and that's a waste. Really strong matchups, decks that only generate 3 attacks per turn.
Alright.
Most of the time I have around 3 to 4 PGs on hand, so that will be PG, turn end. Well, what are you gonna do next? You already noticed it in your match against me. I had most of the time 4 PGs on hand.
Yeah, but I don't mind.
No, I died against the triggers. So yeah, those matchups like Amaruda and Fenrir are kind of special, because they have the Wise Man loop, if possible, and this deck kind of loses to that.
Multiple attacks, so that's why you need to.
That's why I need to play him.
Yep.
Just to get him out on the field and stop those attacks, because I can guard up to 5, but not up to 7 or 8 or 9, and not against numbers for 70k each. Nova Prepper is an optional deck. I kind of stand strong in the match whenever I get my Doomed effect off, or rush to GB8 and finish the game on that. Mega Colony is an instant lose. I just played it yesterday against Great Nature. It was crying.
Darkface is just too strong.
He negates my
He's underwhelming.
Yeah. He's not. He's really underwhelming. Yes. Not underwhelming. Appreciated. The Darkface is instant lose again. Both. Because he can stop my cost effects or target effects.
Yep.
So I have to commit from the hand just to get them off the field.
It's really nice when you call him with a stride skill, and then they go Darkface skill. Okay, he's rested, and now
I can no longer trigger him.
I want to use his skill. Yeah, try to.
Yeah, that's kind of painful.
Yep.
So yeah, that's my deck. I hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah, I did. I hope that our viewers will enjoy it as well. So yeah, thanks for the deck profile.
You're welcome.
And
until next time.
Yeah, and also one more thing.
Yeah?
I really want to see the results from the next Buy tournament. So
yes.
Yeah.
The last tournament I played with him, I wasn't playing the Cray Elemental or the Trumpeter. And the only game I lost was because I didn't have Luard as my Vanguard. All the games were just, except from the Hellheart 8 fact.
Yeah, but you played really good. That was the hardest matchup that I had all day. You just
surprising.
didn't give me the option to go into the GBA, so that's really good.
And that's why I want to play him in the deck.
Yep, at least.
The last tournament was 3-1, 2 losses, but one game I was stuck on Blasted Dark instead of Luard. And the other game I lost was against Hellheart 8. And the other matches I played was, child play actually. There was no fun in it because I overwhelmed him at my second stride. So I kind of hope the deck will perform nice next time.
Yeah, we have to, because sometimes you really have bad luck with tournaments.
I know.
We know that.
Burning, great stick every game. Kind of afterwards. So yeah,
that's it
I hope
for
you
now.
Enjoyed it.
Yep, we did. So till next time.